Hey guys, welcome back to Mental Breakup, where in this episode, we'll be finding out whether we've matured more.
Maybe!
Oh my days, this is the final course episode. Isn't that crazy?
Insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe we made it here,
I know!
bro.
Everyone's
crazy.
finished their own episode, and today I'm gonna be wrapping it up with the all-important relationship with yourself. So this episode is gonna be all about you. Dun, dun, dun.
Soldier boy,
Tell
tell
'em. But of course, it's gonna be all about us. All right. So for the costume today, we are wearing our PJs. Cause
Please peep the emoji pants.
oh wait, yeah, show the emoji
And
pants.
our
They can
socks.
see from
Yeah, we've all decided to just wear socks.
We decided
No
to
free
be
feet.
comfy.
A little comfy. But yes, the reason why we're wearing pajamas is because what better way to talk about deep stuff in the most comfortable clothing?
I agree.
Yeah, and also in the back we have photos of our baby selves. Yeah, follow our Instagram to look at the close-up shots. So
Honestly, everyone is so adorable. I want to squish everyone.
I
I'm getting
know.
cute aggression. I'm like, guys, stop it.
the little tiny little versions of us. Yes. So the reason why we have those is because we'll be comparing how we were like when we were younger to how we're like now, and figuring out like how our relationships with people externally have influenced how we've become today.
All right.
So, on the topic of childhood photos, how was everyone like when they were younger? So, like, for me, I was extremely talkative, super quirky. Like, I could never really decide on just, like, one hobby. So, think of me as, like, a bouncy ball. Like, I would never just, like, stop moving. I mean, I feel like it was still like that till now.
It wouldn't be Sandra without
Right?
without a little, you know,
Exactly. And I also
little
had this,
bouncy ball energy.
no, my friends tell me when I walk, I, like, have a bounce to my step. And I'm like, I don't know if that's, like, a good sign because... Anyways, yeah. Also, I had zero sense of embarrassment.
You still don't.
She still dabs just randomly out of the blue. Yeah, literally like that.
Yeah, and I was a massive Disney kid. Girl Meets World was like the reason I have the personality I have today. That was me when I was young.
Okay, when I was younger, I was energy manifested into a little boy, always running around, always playing. And I was also pretty talkative. A lot of my teachers before complained about me like talking too much in class. Yeah, basically just the natural born yapper.
Yapper?
Yeah, exactly.
Born to be a yapper.
No, literally.
For real. But in terms of like hobbies, I feel like I've kept the same stuff over the years. Sports, playing video games, music and stuff. I remember, okay, this is a bit depressing already, but like when I was a kid, I was an academic prodigy, you know?
Cool.
You know,
Dang,
I
look
was
at you.
smart, you know, I was smart. I got good grades. And then what happened? And then what happened?
What happened?
I don't know. I ask myself that every day. And yeah, I feel like younger me, I always like to take the lead in things.
Oh.
I used to always want to organize things, take the lead, be in charge.
Damn.
And then
I was the opposite, yo. So
For real.
opposite.
Same.
I mean, but now I'm completely the opposite. I just let things happen. I just sit back, relax,
Interesting.
go with the flow.
Damn.
So, yeah, basically just like a full 180. And I'm just a worse version.
Oh no, don't say that. Don't say
I
that.
disagree.
Wait, Ritz, you said you were the opposite?
Oh yeah, I was like the complete opposite. Bro, like couldn't lead anything from my life. Oh my god, me as a kid, I think the one thing that like shaped me the most. Thanks, shout out mom, bro. This is all because of her. Kumon.
Oh my God. Literally, that is what I'm thinking of. I was an academic prodigy. And then Kumon. It literally changed the way that I saw academics. And because it turned it into like a punishment for me.
No, literally. They made me stay there while I cried to finish my homework. Like, yo, who does that, man?
That's torture.
Dude, all those nights of my dad shouting at me while I couldn't do my multiplication.
Teardrop on the paper. You give it to the teacher. There's a wet spot.
What is
there,
it?
wet
8
spot
times
there.
9?
No, I said it already.
I don't know.
My dad be like losing his temper when he teaches me math.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
Same.
so bad at math. Oh my god.
That's crazy.
Okay, anyways.
Little baby Ritz sounded very like an anxious little child.
No, literally, bro. I'm not even joking. But like, forget the Kumon trauma. Let's talk about the hyper side of me. Me and my friends, they would come over and we would make little potions
Dude, wait, I did that too with baby powder and
with
lotion.
perfumes and like powders and like
No,
like
I'm
we
on a
made
podcast
different
with
products.
fucking witches.
We made different products.
What is happening to me?
No, but real.
No,
Real.
no, literally though. Like we used to be like, yeah, this is my scent and this is yours.
That's so cute. Vanessa, what about you?
What about
How were
you?
you like?
I was a very shy kid, but I was a very active kid. Like,
Oh.
I did rope skipping, dance, gymnastics, rugby,
Sick.
swimming, table tennis,
swimming.
ping pong. I did like almost any sport.
She's the 6 Olympic rings. Bro. She's the five,
I
six
get the Olympics.
No, literally, like.
I'm also a very massive Disney kid and dance mom. I was obsessed with dance mom.
Dance
Oh my
mom.
god, don't
wanted
get me
to-
started on dance mom.
My dream was to be a professional dancer when I was a kid, but that never happened. Okay, that's
It's
not
way too
gonna-
competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Hong Kong doesn't really have the scene for it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
you unlocked a core memory, man. Like, I was like, oh shit, I completely forgot about that.
Abby Lee Miller.
Amy Lee Miller, we love her, bro.
She made JoJo Siwa.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can imagine.
Karma's
a
no better. Anyways, dang. Energetic but quiet Vanessa.
Yeah.
What about Christy?
I'm so similar to Vanessa in the sense that I was really shy, really quiet, and then I didn't like to take lead for stuff. And I didn't really have hobbies. So it was pretty much I go home, I watch TV at my grandma's home. That's like the usual activity.
Dang. So crazy to hear about everyone's childhoods, whether we were very similar or different. Very interesting to think about. But ever since we've grown up, I feel like how we approach life is very different. What is a quote that you kind of live by as of your 20s? Mine is, you teach people how to treat you. So for me, setting boundaries has been a really important thing, because back in the days I felt like I was such a pushover, constantly accommodating to other people, because I never wanted to put myself in awkward conversations. But now I'm like, if I know you're treating me in a way where I don't like it, I'm gonna voice that out so you don't treat me like that again.
Agreed.
Yeah, it has been really hard, especially because that's been a 180 shift from baby Sandra, but I'm still working on it.
That's
Yeah,
good.
I feel like I'm more selective with who I give my energy to. Yeah.
That's so real. I really like that. I feel like that's something that I've been trying to adopt as well. I chose something called growth over grudges. And it's something that I've had to really come to terms with over a long period of time. I didn't want to intentionally hold any grudges against people, but internally I would. I always used to fixate on, why did you treat me like that? Why did you do this to me?
Yeah, I agree.
The grudge that I had over people was more, why did you choose me as your target? And why did you choose me to go through it? But then my friend yesterday, she was like, I spoke to her about this, and she was like, you need to just stop questioning why and just accept and move on, because that's the only way you'll be able to grow. Now I would choose my own personal growth and peace of mind over holding a grudge against someone because of something that happened. There's no point. Life is so short. And if you keep holding on to everything, it's just gonna eat you up more than it will the other person. So yeah.
I'd agree because I was basically similar before where I constantly tried to understand why a person would do something.
Yeah.
But then you also have to realize sometimes the person doing the harm doesn't even know they're doing something wrong or they don't even acknowledge it. So why try and solve a problem that they themselves don't even know like the cause of? Yeah. Christy, what's a little quote?
Well, it's a quote that I made up for myself that I think really aligns with my values. Change is okay. Like, I keep telling myself this because at some point I was really not happy about how my family's changing, not happy about how my body's changing, and like how the world is changing. Like, back then winters were really cold and then now it's so hot now.
Yeah.
Like, in this thing it's actually hot
Yeah.
even though it's now November. So yeah, I feel like I keep reminding myself it's okay to change sometimes.
Yeah. Vanessa?
Mine is everything happens for a reason. Yeah. Before, I used to always think that everything happens in my life. There's no reason for it. I always used to blame myself. Maybe certain things I did causes this kind of consequences. But I realized I shouldn't think like that because it might turn out good in the long term. For example, I used to always think that people don't like me or don't want to be friends because of my personality or we're just not in the same vibe. But at the end, I was able to make friends that has the same interests or the same hobby as me. So like, it's okay to lose a friend during that time because at the end, the outcome it might turns out good for me. Yeah.
I really
Yeah.
like that. I resonate with that a lot. Like, everything does happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes good, sometimes bad.
I actually resonate a lot as well because, not going to lie, so at first I decided to go for a research program because I saw that there is money if you actually do the research
Yeah.
program.
Yeah.
Because, and then later I realized, oh, it's because of that opportunity because I wanted money at first. And then I ended up going to Mexico, which is like something that I never
Never
expected. Yeah.
Period.
So I was having a bit of trouble figuring out a quote, but then I ended up going with "It is what it is." You know,
It is
what it is.
Sure, it's a coping mechanism for me sometimes, but you know, I've come to realize that it does make sense. There are a lot of things in life that happen that you don't have any control over, that you can't change. So if it's something that's out of your control, then there's no reason for me to, you know, dwell on it. So it is what it is. Just let things happen, let things go about naturally, and
Just let it flow, you know?
yeah. Bro, can we do a wave?
Vanessa,
Every
start us
time.
off.
Oh. Oh. Send it back. Ooh. Shit, we're so good.
On that note, we realized that something we constantly try and do is have control over situations that we just, you know, we can't have control over. But what we gotta do is just go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. And on that note, so speaking about the quotes we live by in our life, I just want to know, what are your priorities right now? So, before the podcast, I asked everyone to rate their priorities on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being like the most important, 5 being the least important. And they're ranking it based off of our episodes. So family, friends, self, romantic relationships, career, and school. To start off, I rated self as 1, career and school as 2, family as 3, friends as 4, and romantic relationships as 5. So clearly, I'm not trying to find a bae, but if you happen to like walk into my life,
Yes,
just
she is.
know.
Yes, she is.
Yeah. So Christy, I mean, do you need to?
Oh yeah, thank you. So for me, it's also self as number 1, and then 2 family, 3 friends, 4 career and school, and then lastly also romantic relationships. Not interested in dating. Sorry.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is.
My first is self, second it's friend, third family, 4 career and school, 5 romantic relationship. Actually, like career and school and romantic relationship, I would say they're on the same level.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because I kind of want to try, but I also want to focus on my career, my academic. It's yeah.
Okay, that's 3 out of 5 for romantic relationships at the very bottom.
Okay, onto me.
Onto Rick.
My first one is self, second is family, third is career and school, fourth is friends, and fifth is romantic relationships.
That's 4 for 5.
4 for 5.
Boom. What about Lance?
Okay, so I have self first, romantic relationship second,
Oh.
friends third, family fourth, and career and school in fifth.
You're the only one who has romantic relationships as like one of your top 3
Yes.
priorities.
Yes.
I guess like in someone in their 20s, that's the ideal state to be in. Everyone kind of wants to feel loved and be in like this partnership where they know that there's one person constantly for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how is that like being the minority?
I mean, it's good. The reason why I have it up so high is because, you know, I'm currently in a long-term relationship, 2 and a bit years already. So,
Crazy.
yeah, I'd say like I prioritize my partner like above most of my other relationships at this point in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know, I spend a lot of time with her, do a lot of things with her, and I love her very much. So that's why I have that up there.
Yo,
but-
this is why we have it as fifth and he has us in second.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can kind of relate because my relationship with career and school is basically like the same. Like, I spend a lot of time with it.
You love it very much.
I love it very much, and yeah, like. It's
Does
like
it
a-
cuddle you at night?
Okay, brother.
Yeah,
Calm
it
down.
does.
You're not gonna love it.
Not all of us can have what you have, Lex.
Yeah, I think it's like really interesting to see how all of us are in our 20s, but like our priorities, like
Yeah, none of us have the exact same
yeah,
list.
none of us have the exact same priorities.
What do you mean? Guys, all of us put self as number 1.
Okay.
Oh wait. Hell yeah. You're so right. What do you guys do to prioritize yourself? Like, what are fun little like self-care things y'all do? I mean, Christy, we both go to the gym.
Yeah, I would
To
say
take
that
care of
is
ourselves,
definitely
yeah.
what I do for self care. I just prioritize my health. I go to the gym no matter what now. Whenever I come back to school, I go to the gym. So
It's making me feel bad, bro. I'm not prioritizing myself anymore, man. I used to go to the gym a lot, but I don't know. Maybe I've slipped.
No,
Maybe
you
I've
just have
slipped.
other priorities that like sometimes just take over,
Yeah.
and it's fine. Vanessa, what do you do?
For me, if I'm very stressed or I just don't want to think about anything else, I either go dancing or watch like my favorite YouTubers just to
That's
make
a
me
real,
happy.
yeah.
Because dancing, it's my passion. And whenever I dance, I just don't think about anything.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just thinking about following the music and just feeling the vibe. It's very self-care for me.
So dance is like a form of self-care for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Period.
Yeah. I mean, I used to.
That's
well,
really cool.
I used to journal a lot. Why I did that was so that whatever was in my head, I could kind of just like see
Yeah.
on the page and stop
could
overthinking.
visualize it.
Yeah, it just like helps me like stop overthinking about things. But also, it's like just taking the time to allow myself to be like, you know what, all these things are happening, and I'm writing it down. I'm like acknowledging it and telling myself like, you know, what you're actually. And then I read over, and I'm like, dang, what I'm going through is like so valid. Why am I like suppressing it?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a form of self-care. And I also do like to meditate. I really do.
God.
Like
Are you a Headspace like subscriber or some shit?
I
Oh my
love
God.
Headspace, or like there's this
I can't
5-minute
meditate for my life, bro. I can't
Same.
sit still. I can't like I'll
Same.
close my eyes and then I'll like, is it done? How much longer do I have? Like I can't, bro.
Yeah, same. Like my head is constantly thinking about something
Yeah,
else.
exactly.
I
I
can't
can't
do that.
meditate.
Yeah.
I
It
can't.
actually takes practice because at first I was the same, but then like as you go by, you sometimes realize like that's the reason why you feel so tired all the time is because like you're thinking a lot and your brain is constantly on overdrive. But if you teach yourself to like allow yourself to have those moments of silence, it's like, dang, you're giving like your brain a break, which you sometimes overlook. Yeah. Well, that's a few things I do. Lance? Music.
Actually, yeah, music is probably one of them. Just listening to music or making music, just anything to do with music, honestly. It helps me, I guess, calm down a bit, helps me relax. And it's just fun, you know,
Yeah.
it's just fun. But another thing that came to mind was playing story-based video games,
Oh.
like just by myself. Just like play through it, experience the story. One of my favorite ones, the first Spider-Man PlayStation game. I don't know, it's just so therapeutic for me. Some like when I first got it, a couple months even after I finished the story, I just launched the game up and start swinging around. I love being Spider-Man.
You are Spider-Man. Pew, 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 pew.
Don't tell anyone.
Okay. Ritz?
Honestly, if I'm feeling a bit stressed out, I'll edit something or I'll do like henna if I have time because like it's so therapeutic for me, bro. Sometimes I also just like to doodle randomly or like do little tiny pieces of art or anything that I can do rather than focusing my energy on like thinking about 10,000 things. Let me just shapes. Anything
Nice
else other
things.
than just like having to like think.
All right. Crazy to think about how everyone was like when they were younger and how it's changed with especially the quotes we live by now as like adults in our 20s. So, in order to put that to the test, welcome to What Would You Do? All right. So, in this segment, I'm going to give context and you guys have to give your 2 cents on it. All right.
Okay.
This is the scenario. I'm in a relationship, but recently my partner has been getting on my nerves. He constantly wants to hang out with me. He expects me to respond whenever they message. Mind you, the messages are long paragraphs about how much they adore me and just want to hang out with me. But I'm busy with work.
Every single time. No, I'm just like the paragraphs.
No, yeah, the paragraphs are like lengthy, like, I love you so much, like, you're the only reason why, like, my day is going well, and, like, whenever I'm around you, I just feel so whole and complete, and,
out.
like, oh, like, you're my best friend, and da-da-da-da. So, like, that's the type of paragraph we're talking,
Yeah.
okay? They send, like, those messages because they adore me so much, and they just want to hang out. But I'm busy with work and school that whenever I'm free, I want to just rest. The thing is, whenever I do have spare time, though, I hang out with them, but it seems to just not be enough. Is he being too clingy, or am I just inconsiderate?
You're not inconsiderate at all. At all. Again, we all prioritize ourselves before anything else. Even if you're in a relationship with someone, you entered the relationship with that person as your individual self.
Yeah.
You go in with your own priorities, your own things that you want to do, the other person's things and what they want to do, and y'all try to figure out a way to support each other that way. That's the point of the relationship. If your significant other can't support the things that you're doing and they expect you, while you have 10,000 things on your plate, to be there for them, that's just insane.
Yeah, and I also said, I just genuinely think the guy doesn't have much on his plate.
Yeah,
This dude doesn't have much going on in his life. That's why he's probably, like, overly dependent on the girl's energy and, like, her, I guess, companionship. But also, at the same time, I'm, like, thinking back into, like, one of my relationships where I was also really tired from work and school, but in my free time, I wanted to spend with my partner, even though I was tired. So in this situation, I think it goes both ways. I think the girl is also just not into the guy as much as the guy is into the girl, but also the guy is too over dependent and reliant on the girl's energy. So clearly they're just not on the same wavelength, and they should break up.
Yikes. I was thinking that I feel like all relationships need some sort of compromise.
Yeah.
So if you guys communicate your feelings like well enough, then it shouldn't be a problem. Let's say the guy is in the situation, he's really needy. If the girl communicates that she needs her space and she needs her time to herself and the guy respects it, then it's
Fine.
it's calm. But then maybe in this situation, the guy doesn't understand, or he's not aware of the situation that the girl is in. And so he thinks that it's okay for him to continuously,
Yeah.
you know,
True.
But like
ask
that's
for
the
her
thing.
attention.
To what extent, when you're in a relationship, are you supposed to try and have the other person understand where you're coming from? Like, how much are you supposed to do and like talk about it in order for like them to change? You know, because like sometimes people just won't see what they're doing is like overbearing. It's like
I feel like in those scenarios, like when people can't see how they're being overbearing, one thing I've learned is you can't change someone's
You
mindset.
can't.
You really cannot. And as shitty as it is, even if you want it to work, even if you want something else, you want anything, sometimes they're not going to change.
I think that's the hard part when someone is
Yeah.
so set in like their own ways of thinking that like it's impossible. It's impossible to change that.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the times in long-term relationships, people's priorities do change and do shift. Like we were saying, you know, sometimes our priorities change and differ. We sometimes let ourselves slip. But I feel like if you guys can communicate your needs and your feelings, even if your priorities are shifting all the time, if you communicate that, then at least the other person knows what to expect from you and knows what you're able to give to them at that moment. So then I feel like communication is just like
The key.
It's the key to a successful relationship, you know?
Can I ask you guys a tiny follow-up question? Like, what would you do if even after you've given them a solution on what you can offer, they don't think it's enough? Then what?
Honestly, I think that's all you can do, really.
Yeah.
Because if your solution is already what you can give and what you're willing to give, and it's still not enough, then it's not going to work out.
Yeah. You're going to constantly place yourself in a position where you're needing to prove yourself.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
just
And it's
really freaking
It's
tiring.
always going to be like very one-sided because either you're not going to be happy or they're not going to be
Yeah.
happy.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like at that point, you're basically compromising boundaries that you've set for yourself just for another person.
Just
Yeah.
to break another person.
Yeah, just to accommodate them. And I feel like at that point, you end up placing yourself in a position where you're just gonna hold resentment
Yeah.
instead of feeling like you're solving the problem.
True.
Moving on to community, which is school. This is the last scenario. All right. I'm in high school and I've been on the football team for a while now. While I love the sport, I don't like the people. When I'm in a match, it's bearable and I have fun. The coach is great and I'm learning a lot, but the people are toxic. They talk about others in a negative way and their attitudes towards practice is hella poor. They always arrive late and the older students tend to slack off because they feel privileged. Being around that energy makes me not want to go to practice. I've also caught myself adopting some of their dismissive behaviors to avoid feeling left out. Plus, there's no other clubs I can join because, you know, school clubs are free, outside clubs are, you know, you have to pay for them, too far, da-da-da-da. So, what do I do? Stay and tolerate because I love the sport or leave because it'll ruin it for me?
I always say, don't let others ruin what you love. In this situation, if you're genuinely passionate about football, if you're genuinely passionate about the sport, then just do you. Stay focused and play because you love the sport.
So you'd say
I
like
would
they should
tolerate
stay.
it. I would tolerate it, yeah.
Dang.
Because at the end of the day, you are playing for yourself. Why would you be playing for other people, right? If anything, it could be a motivator. If others are slacking off, if others are having like bad attitudes, you can just look at them and be like, y'all are ass. Y'all are ass, dude. I'm better than you. I'm gonna be
Y'all
better
can
than you.
Suck it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually on the opposite end where I think you should leave.
Really?
But yeah, but I was talking about it with my friend the other day, and they had a really good point for your side. They're saying because it's a team sport, in the future, you're going to have to deal with people you don't like in
Yeah.
a team setting anyways.
Yeah.
So it's just like practice. So you should just tolerate it.
Yeah.
But then for me, I've kind of been in a situation where I was in a team as well, and just the vibes and how other people were treating it made me genuinely hate being there. I was just losing passion for the sport to the point where
Fair.
I'd rather just not do it at all than deal with like that
That's
toxic
really
like
sad,
environment.
though.
It is really sad, but at the same time, yes, I'm passionate about it, but I had to make that sacrifice because then I'd just be wasting my time and voluntarily putting myself in a position where I'm just not happy.
Yeah. I can agree with you to an extent. Why? Because if you're in a team and your team wants to do everything kind of half-assed and you want to do everything
Yeah.
wholeheartedly, it's only going to come out half-assed. And
Yeah.
that also reflects on you because it reflects on the entire team. And so in that scenario, I do understand wanting to not give up your quality of standard
Yeah.
for someone else.
If it's in a scenario where there is other clubs, then I would leave the team and try to join other clubs. Because I've seen people from my team. Some are doing it half-assed, but if you're improving and you want to show them like how much you have improved and show off that I got this front spot because I work hard for it, then it might motivate that person to try to do the dance or
Yeah.
sports wholeheartedly.
So
Yeah, I've
like,
seen scenario it works, but if it doesn't, then I would leave the team even though there's no other clubs to join.
Might want to leave, and I could still enjoy the sport on my own, or I could go to the football court, and I think there are some other people who are playing as well,
Yeah.
and I
Oh,
could
yeah, yeah.
actually join them.
yeah.
So I would say try to find other people
Yeah.
to like enjoy the sport together.
Dang. Interesting to see how everyone would answer to the same scenario. All right, so to end the episode, I have a few questions I want to ask based on the card game We're Not Really Strangers. I love this card game. I love playing it with my friends because like you not only get to know yourself more, but like the people around you. So the first question would be, what do you think people would find hard about dating or being friends with you?
Yikes.
Sandra, why don't you start us off?
Okay, all right. So for friends, I feel like everyone knows this, but I go MIA so often. Sometimes I just get so caught up with my life that responding just slips my mind, you know? And yeah, it's not like a personal thing, but some of my friends obviously like end up taking it personally, which I completely understand. It's like me like blocking your existence from my
Your
life momentarily. But that's not my intention. Yeah, so it takes me forever to respond. That's for friends. Partner, I can fall in love really easily and give my whole heart to you, but at the same time, I can fall out of love and get bored really easily. Yeah.
Or nor.
Or nor.
Or nor.
Yeah, that's mine.
For me, for partner, even though I have never experienced any love relationship, but I'm quite independent. Like people say I'm kinda a girl, but inside I'm a man. Because I try to do things all by myself. Like even though like the simplest things like carrying heavy stuff, I would rather do it by myself than ask someone for help.
Period. We are strong,
Yeah,
independent
I don't
woman.
need no man. Okay, but I need a man. Yeah, so I'm quite independent. I try not to rely on people and try to do it by myself. So I don't know if it's in a relationship. It might there's might some conflict.
Yeah, so like friends and relationship as well, right?
Friends, I don't know if it's because I have some experience with my friends. So we're not always on the same topic or interests we have. So when communicating or just chatting, we might not have much stuff to talk about.
I actually really resonate with that because I'm not someone who listens to music a lot. So like when you guys ask me, oh, what music are you listening to recently? I'm like, I don't really listen to music. So I couldn't really have like a common topic on that. And sometimes it could be difficult to find stuff to talk about in that condition. Like I don't really go on social media that much. And and also like more on the practical side, when it comes to eating out, it's really difficult. So because I'm vegan, right? So it's really difficult for us to find a place that is like not too expensive and then has meat, has plants and all of that. So yeah, that's a rather recent thing though.
That's what makes it hard being your friend or your partner.
So sometimes I have these moments where I don't really feel like myself, and the consequences of that kind of affect the people around me. Sometimes I get kind of moody. It can go from just like having fun, chilling, to like getting really fucking like pissed for some reason. And just the way that I act around people, I don't feel like I'm being myself. I don't feel like I'm exuding the same energy that I usually do. I don't know if other people feel it, but it makes things a bit tense for me because I feel like I'm not the same person I am usually. Shit pisses me off really bad, and it like, you know, I just don't know how to deal with it, to be honest. So when I do feel like this, I will try to sort of distance myself from other people.
I nodded so much through that because, oh my god, the way you described it, I was like, dude, literally same.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have my days too, but it's like all of a sudden when I have a day, it becomes a bigger issue to everyone. But like, even when you don't mean to be rude or come off as like obnoxious in any way, your actions and what you say do, and they ultimately do affect another person. I know, and no one should have to tolerate that, but at the same time, it's like, when I'm in this mood, I wish sometimes people would understand more and approach that from a more understanding perspective rather than just look at it as me trying to come at them for something.
Like take it personally.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Okay,
not
yeah,
everything that I will say or do or all the words that I say are like should have so much meaning held to it, you know?
From what I talked about just now, there's one thing that I feel really bad about, and it's getting really irritated with my mom. Because a lot of the time it's just the two of us at home, because my dad and my sister are in the Philippines. So it's just me and her at home. And because she's always with me, she sort of gets like the backlash of like...
It's like you project it onto her.
Yeah, sort of. So she's always involved in my irritated state.
Little moment.
The thing is though, when I'm in that state, she doesn't make an effort to avoid it or avoid me. So she like continues to try and like poke at me, which like further irritates me.
Yeah. I get that.
But I do feel bad for the way that I, you know, sometimes the way that I talk to her, the way that I treat her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Continuing on, what is like something or a moment that you're still currently not that proud of? For me, I guess like this doesn't affect any of my external relationships. It more so affects like my internal state. But sometimes I still do catch myself speaking really negatively about my body, especially with social media. Oh my goodness. Like, it is so hard not to compare, but I try and put myself in positions where, you know, I take time off of it and I'm like, don't do that. Like, be nice to yourself, Sandra. And then,
because you're so hot, girl. Like, seriously, I don't know why you don't see it enough.
Yeah,
like, have you seen this? What's sitting right here? What's sitting right here? What's sitting right there and right there? Damn.
Yeah. I mean, I used to do it a lot more before in comparison to now. I feel like I'm still pretty good at it. There are just days where, dang, like that shit kind of bothers me more than it should.
Yeah.
But that's one thing with body image. The second thing is like, I constantly put myself in situations where I'm overexerting like my energy in terms of like career, school. Like I know I'm tired, but I tell myself like, you know what, just tough it out. Like, you're weak if you don't do that. But at the same time, it's like, dang, if I don't work in a state where I'm like tired, then I'm not gonna get anything done.
Yeah.
But in reality, like, if I just planned my time a little better, organized like stuff a little better, then I wouldn't have to, you know,
Yeah.
exert myself to the
I
point
feel
where
you.
I'm like about to just like have a breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm such a procrastinator, so I definitely feel that. I do not manage
Yeah.
my time good at all.
It's so hard. I mean, like, we know technically what to do, but sometimes we
Yeah.
just ain't doing it.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
deadlines.
Yeah.
It's called being in your 20s.
Yeah, real. It's like I'm constantly tired. So, yeah, I'm just not proud of
Wait
like,
till we get to our 30s. We'll be dead tired, bro.
Oh,
now
I
we're
hope
constantly
not.
tired. Later we'll be dead
I'm
tired.
not making it to 30.
Brother, if I was wearing my shoes right now, I would take one out and throw it at you. But I'm not, and it's too far away.
something that you're not proud of.
I'm not proud that I'm an overthinker. It's way worse before, to a point that I constantly have to call my dad about it and talk to him about it, and my dad would be so pissed off because it already happened. So why you're overthinking it?
Oh.
Yeah. Like, I hate that I overthink even like the little, most unnecessary, not even the problematic things. I always am very conscious about it and try to overthink whether it's good or bad or not. And it's so bad for my mental health.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I so see your point, bro. That was literally what I wrote. Like, one of the things I'm not very proud of has to do with that. When I say anything to someone, I'm always overthinking, like, am I doing too much? Am I saying too much?
Yeah.
Should I be even saying this right now? Will they never want to be friends with me after what I say? Like, are they going to think I'm being rude? Are they going to think I'm like, I don't know. Like, I often catch myself over apologizing for things even when I don't need to ever apologize for it. Even if I'm on a call with my friend and I had a bad day and I rant about it, after I'll be like, I'm so sorry that I just went on and on and on for 30 minutes and I didn't even let you say one word, bro. I feel so bad even when I shouldn't feel bad for
Yeah.
something. And that's like one thing I'm not the most proud of, but I still find myself doing.
Yeah, I totally get
Because it's
that.
really hard. It's like,
so
to stop the bad
hard.
habits.
It is
it's
so
really hard.
hard.
It's like, I want to be there for you guys, but at the same time, like, when I want you to be there for me, I feel guilty for it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But it's okay.
It's
How can we
okay.
ball?
We're all still learning.
It is what it is.
It
is what it is.
Let's.
I'm sorry. You
Oh,
go
no,
first.
no, no.
You go first. Oh, okay. Thank you. So I
What a gentleman.
gentleman. So I'm actually also pretty guilty about being an overthinker, especially when it comes to, according to my mom, over-interpreting what other people are saying. So that really hurts me sometimes, and then I end up crying, and then my mom be like, "Don't be so sentimental. You have to fix this, girl."
That is the realest mom line ever. Anytime I cry, my mom was like, "Why are you crying?"
Yeah.
What are you crying about?
And also, like, it really, that, like, the body image part really hits me. So at some point, I was so insecure that I actually ate so little that I had to, like, it was so difficult for me to gradually increase my food and then to get back to, like, now, what you see now. So it's actually so unhealthy for me. And I think now I'm still not completely comfortable with how I look. You could actually tell from, like, it is kind of hard for me to take pictures, like take photos. I'm reluctant to do that. I don't usually do that unless other people want me to. So maybe that's also a tough part about being my friend or anything, right?
I don't think it would ever be a tough part. You are so entitled to do whatever you want to do.
Thank you. I'm actually really happy about, like, I'm actually trying to eat more now because I'm telling myself I need that. Like, I need that fuel. Come on.
Yeah.
So I think I'm making progress.
Food is fuel.
That's good.
Yeah.
But it is really hard to like change that mental state where you're so cautious about like what you're consuming, how you're looking like, to
Yeah.
telling yourself this is okay. Actually, I need to. I get you.
Yeah, thank
I get you. That's
So, I don't know if I should say this because I don't want, like, if my parents are watching,
don't say
they don't know. But, it's fine. I don't think they'll find this podcast. Yeah, when you said, like, something that you do that you're not proud of, the first thing that came to my mind was smoking. Like, my younger self would be so disappointed in me.
Yeah, I get you.
I hated like smokers before. I hated the smell of cigarettes because my dad used to smoke quite a bit,
Same.
and my mom was always telling him off. So I was like, yuck, smoking. I'd never smoke ever in my life. And I guess I started doing it for reasons. Mostly like stress relieving, but yeah, I don't know. It's just not something that I'm proud of. I don't think it's something that anyone should be proud of, to be honest. Like smoking, it's not a good thing. It's not healthy. It's not good for the environment. Sorry. But yeah, it's just like I'm a bit disappointed in myself that I let myself get to this point where I feel like I need to smoke sometimes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. I get you heavy on that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like all of us will always have things that we're not proud of.
Yeah.
Like that is something that's really hard to change. There's always going to be those negative thoughts in the back of our head. But I think it's just all a matter of like learning how to deal with that and learning like what we want to continue putting ourselves through.
True.
But to change the tone into a lighter note, what is one thing your younger self would be proud of, and what is something you'd tell younger you?
Ooh.
For me, I'd tell younger me, I'm so proud of you. You've become such a really beautiful, amazing person inside and out. And like I genuinely do believe that, which I find such a dang, younger me was so pessimistic and negative that like I never thought like I would even reach the state where I'd be like proud of like who I've become. Yeah, so I'm really proud of myself for that.
We're proud of you too.
Thank you. Thank you. And that, I don't know, I just feel like I've become the person younger me really wanted to be. And like, as for advice for my younger self is like, you know what? It's okay that not everyone likes you, because at the end of the day, like, people have preferences and you can't control that. And I'm just proud of myself for getting to a state where I'm like, you know what? It's okay that not everyone likes me. But yeah, that's what I tell my younger self. Look at this diva! Yeah, what would you guys tell your younger selves?
I would tell my younger self that I'm really proud now I put myself out there to meet people, because this was definitely not me back then. I could never open up to anyone back then, but then now I'm doing it, so I'm really happy. And I'm also really proud that I have became like a kind person, and that is something that I have always wanted to be.
Oh, you are the kindest and sweetest.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sandra.
I would say to my younger self that I'm very proud of what you're doing right now.
Oh.
Like, it's okay that even though during the progress that there are gonna be moments that are bad that you have to overcome, but the most important is to remember not to restrict yourself and live to the fullest.
Oh.
Period.
Guys,
Yeah.
my insides are feeling really tingly right now.
I love that. That's actually really
That is-
sweet.
Yeah. Actually, that's what I tell myself to actually overcome my body image issues. So it's like there's no point of restricting yourself. You only live once, so
Yeah.
why do this to yourself?
YOLO. Oh my god. I would say one thing I'm really proud of is mini me would never, ever, ever, ever imagine that I would have ever come out to be such a strong person, like the strong person that I am today. I used to cave really easily, and I used to pretty much be a really big people pleaser and want to do whatever other people wanted to do. But nah, not anymore. If I want to do anything, I'm going to do it for myself and only the people I care about.
Trying to think, like, what would I want to tell my younger self? Things get better.
That's true.
They do.
Yeah, I mean, things get better and then they get really, really, really worse.
But then when they get really, really, really worse, there's only one way up from there.
Exactly.
And that's up.
Once
So
you
we're
hit rock
chilling.
bottom, only way forward is up.
Is up.
Yeah.
I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Dang. All right. That was definitely a hella deep
What
episode.
an episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't just get to understand like myself more while talking about myself, but I feel like I've also gotten to know more about everyone else on this table. And yeah, it's just like sweet looking back and also sweet reflecting on everything that's happened in our lives to, I don't know, bring us to where we are today. Guys, that's a wrap on our final course episode.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it, bro.
It's gone by so quickly. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Mental Breakup, where we went through a whole lot of talking just to figure out whether we've matured more.
Maybe. Actually, I don't think maybe. I think, yo, we definitely
100%.
did. Look at how far we've come.
I know.
This is insane.
So, whether you're thriving or still Googling how to be an adult, just remember that nobody really freaking knows what they're doing in life, and that's completely okay. But that's it from us.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the next episode, maybe?
Yeah, we're
The
coming
next
back.
episode.
Don't think you
Maybe?
can get rid of us that easily.
Mental breakup is not over.
Not over.
It's not over.
It's
Till
not
next
over.
time. Bye.
We're not breaking up, guys. Promise.
No breakup, only
We're not
break.
breaking up for sure.
Break it down.
Break it. Watch me break it down like
24 karat. 24 karat magic. What's that sound? 24 karat.
Go. I say before we end though, we should do like a little freestyle.
Freestyle.
Someone drop a beat. Hey. Hey.
mental breakups. Maturing? Maybe. We wrapped the episode today. Felt like a hella long day. Damn, I wish I was okay. But I actually am. Pass the mic to Sandra.
Yeah.
Today we spoke a lot. Don't know what to do with you lot. Did I rhyme lot with lot? I think I did. It's a lot.
It's time to go smoke some pot. Just kidding.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, bye guys. Bye.